Listo.
Buenas a todos por unirse.
Buenas a todos.
Agradezco infinitamente esta compañía y hoy con una invitada muy especial, Kalpana Raghuraman. Raghuraman. Y perdona, disculpa la pronunciación. Kalpana es una eh, persona muy especial dentro de Access, quien facilita una CF, quien facilita actualmente elección para las posibilidades, eh, antropóloga cultural, y antes de Access también con una academia de danza, o sea, inicia así, pero que actualmente combina todo eso, tengo entendido, políglota y una muy bella, interesante persona con una energía y un espacio tremendo dentro de todas sus creaciones. Entonces, bienvenida seas. Yo soy María Fernanda, mis coequiperas Milú, Claudia, queremos darte con todos los que están presentes la bienvenida a este Zoom y de Expandiendo Latinoamérica. Es nuestro gran interés precisamente crear y expandir más conciencia en Latinoamérica y en el mundo. Bienvenida, Kalpana.
Gracias. I understood everything. I can't speak, but I understood everything.
No puedo hablar en español, pero sé todo.
Genial. Pues bienvenida, Kalpana. Kalpana, y quisiéramos de una vez comenzar con preguntas y dentro de ellas, pues hay muchas, claro. Y una es, ¿cómo traes access no solo a tu vida, a tu mundo, sino también a la danza?
¿Cómo traes access a...
How do I apply access to dance? Is that it?
Y a tu
I'm
vida,
just checking.
and your life.
My life. Or to my life. And to my life.
Yes.
Thomas, yeah?
And to
Okay.
your life. Yes.
Okay. Everything. I think for me, access is really a way of living. It's not I'm going to be really naughty, but like, you know, the Bible, you read it and you're like, yeah, and then you close it and then you forget all about it. It's not like that. It's really about applying the tools, applying the processes, and starting to live from that energy. And so for me, when I got to know Access, I had first only listened to stuff online. And I just started to play with questions. I hadn't done a bars class yet, but I thought it was so interesting. So I just started to get curious and I was just playing. I drive a lot. So I would be in the traffic, you know, or doing long rides and I would just be playing with questions, learning the clearing statement, you know. So it's been this exploration, and Access is really a being of these tools. And the more we apply the tools, the more we can be that. So being the question, you know, even when you go to judgment, stop and then ask a question. You go to conclusion, stop, ask a question, freak out, stop, okay, expand, barriers down. So really, in a way, first doing it. And then just like anything, like walking, we had to first as kid remember right, left. And then you don't have to. It becomes part of your being. And that's really what Access is. It's about being the tools.
Muchas gracias, Kalpana. Y yo quisiera hacerte una pregunta antes de darle la palabra a otros, acerca de elección específicamente, y desde esa sensación o percepción corporal ¿y cuál es la diferencia entre elección y decisión? Porque decisión definitivamente se siente más pesado, más contraído.
Yes, you're already answering your question. I love that I understand your Spanish. So the choice has a lightness. And then we can make a choice, like, I'm going to go to New York for the CFP. And then you can be like, that's a really good thing to do. I should go to New York because it will be blah, 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 blah. I am good. Yes, this is the right thing to do. I made a decision, and then with that, I make it solid, and I make it like a really heavy rock. And then the space disappears. As soon as you turn a choice into a decision, it's like you suck out the space and you make it heavy and hard and solid. So then also we make it like a right thing. It's like the right decision. This is it. If you are allowing yourself to remain in question, that choice can remain a choice, and you can also change your choice. I'm going to do it online. I'm actually going to go live. I'm actually going somewhere else. Choice allows you to be in question. Decision makes your choice like bastardize it into something solid and unchangeable.
Eso es genial, gracias, gracias. Voy a darle el espacio a otras personas que van a preguntar también, gracias.
Hola, Kalpana. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos hoy. Te saludo desde Perú. Sí, mira, justamente acerca de esto que dices, de que la elección te permite cambiar en el tiempo, ¿no? ¿Tú podrías hablarnos un poco sobre la motivación? Que es de esto que supuestamente nos empuja a esa elección, pero luego cuando se acaba, es como te quedas en el aire, ¿no?
Just the last part of the question, I'm not sure if you can help
It's
me.
like when the motivation ends, you let still and don't move and don't know how to continue or where to go.
Got
it.
You're lost. Yeah. So motivation is an interesting thing because we have learned that we need motivation to choose. Like I need to motivate myself. Like I have to remember that I will become a fat person if I don't work out. And so I should work out. And the motivation is I don't want to look like my mom. For example, my mom is really skinny, but it's like an example that I'm sure some of you can relate to. And so that is the lie that you need something to choose something. And motivation is nearly like replacer of desire. You have a desire, which, when you desire something, you don't care if it's midnight, you don't care if anything. You're like, yes, let's go. There's this fire. And then we have learned to make that fire inside us external. And so the motivation is this external thing that goes, you need this, you should do this because of this, because of that, because of this. And then when that goes away, it's like you have no fire, which is a lie. And so if you can tap into your internal fire, if you can tap into what is this energy that actually turns me on about it, and it doesn't have to be a list of why. It's more like, oh yeah, that energy. And that's all you require to choose. That energy, that energy, that energy. And so it really takes us out of this neediness of motivation. Because like you said, if there's no motivation, it's like you're living in a desert and nothing moves forward, nothing happens. But that's not true. It's because we are making ourselves depending on something outside of ourselves. It's like if you don't have somebody kicking your ass, you will not do anything, which is the lie. You can invite yourself to be excited about life and choose. And if you can tap into that, what really turns you on, even if it can be like doing your taxes, which not making me turn on, but I also know that if I choose to do my taxes, I don't have to get into trouble. I will not go to prison for not paying my taxes. And it can be like, okay, let's do this, And so this is the fire from inside that lights you, that guides you, where it's that energy of lightness that you use when you ask a question like this one, this one, this one. And so what will it take for us to let go of this external need or the need of somebody or something outside of us to actually motivate and push us and allow that fire from inside to tickle us, to make us curious, to turn on that desire and to actually support that. Does that help?
Yes. For people that are using the carrot so many years, how to go back, how to
eat
recognize.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
Eat the
Yeah.
carrot. It's inside me.
Yeah, but have
No, I
you
get it.
have you experienced that, and how do you return to yourself, return to your power, return to your
It's
fire?
it's a very deep and big, great question, Milou. And it's really this, we can, I don't know about you, like I have had moments in my life that I was like, I feel like a puppet, like a yes, no, wah, wah, happy, sad, like you're just all the time depending on all these things outside of you. And I noticed that I was really like tired of this yin, going up and down. And I said, wow, what the fuck is this? Like, where am I in all of this? So this kind of, there was, there is, there is this thing of like, hey, I actually don't really think it's fun to be all the time, needy, literally, and feel like a ping pong ball or like a doll, like a puppet. And that, like, hey, but I don't have to be. I have it here. I just have to have the balls and the courage to choose that instead of choosing what most of us have learned to choose, which is the motivation. So it's really being kind to yourself, not to judge it when you do it, but really turn around by using the tools. When you notice yourself that you're telling yourself, like, motivation can be judgment filled, motivation can be about results, motivation can be about comparison. And when you notice it and you go, oh wow, no, that's actually not so kind, what else is possible here? What can be a question that actually opens up the space? So just really actually applying the tools and changing that automatic pilot of that outside thing, and slowly like tease yourself and seduce yourself to start to trust yourself more, start to know that you got it and you have this and you can. And that's a muscle training. That's not necessarily something you do in a moment. It's a choosing and a choosing, and it's possible.
Thank you. I love the seduce yourself part.
Mm.
It was so warm. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Claudia.
Sí, que antes de presentarme, mi nombre es Claudia, soy de Argentina. Quería saber, Tomás, si hay alguna pregunta en el Meet en español. Gracias.
And
Pareciera que
if
no.
No,
it's
ninguna pregunta
a
por el
question
momento.
here, you can put it in the chat also.
Entonces voy yo con la pregunta. Cuando comentamos que nos ibas a visitar en estos conversatorios, como solemos llamar con las chicas del Expandiendo, surgió mucho la energía de esto de la incertidumbre que a veces históricamente se vive en Latinoamérica. La pregunta es, ¿cómo podemos lidiar con esta incertidumbre cuando requerimos elegir para nosotros? ¿Qué conciencia nos compartirías? Gracias.
So the question is about doubt. And, in Latin America, we have lived in history. We have lived, with things coming and going. There's no secure path, let's say. So we have all this doubt all the time of what's going on. So Claudia's question is about, what can you tell us about what to do with that doubt and how to choose for yourself when you live in this kind of environment.
You guys are asking amazing questions. For me, the energy of this is really colonialism. Because many countries, I don't know, even maybe all, I don't know enough about Latin American history, have been colonized. And one of the things that is a result of colonialism is that there is this invalidation of being. The invalidation of being, and the colonizer, like the lie that the colonizer is stronger and greater. And so this doubt on self, and I know it because I'm Indian and we were colonized. And I might have not been grown up in India. I was grown up in the West, but it's still part of this kind of system of functioning. Now, the beautiful thing with Access is we can be aware of this deep, great, fantastic, crazy, huge stuff, and we don't have to get lost in being a victim. Oh my God, I was colonized and now I'm fucked up and I have to be born in Spain next lifetime. Maybe I can have some revenge. Or fuck that shit. I'm an infinite being. Yes, all this stuff happened. And what choice do I have? And what question can I have? What question can I ask to change this? And all the doubt that I'm aware of that people are buying is more true, as more real than the choices that are available that we can access through asking questions. I'm going for that one. Okay. And this is really where you are aware of all this doubt. Like you said, how to deal with it when all this doubt is in the environment, when this is like the normal way to live, and this country or the continent or the world has this as an experience. What can you choose to be where you're not allowing yourself to get impacted and stopped by that? Okay, people, oh, there's so much doubt. Okay, what do I have to be for that doubt? What can I choose? Because the doubt is just not real. The doubt makes you invalidate yourself. The doubt takes you out of presence. The doubt makes you actually invalidate what you know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? What do I know? I wonder, what do I know? And so go there. And you can be aware of people getting confused. You can be aware of people like choosing confusion and doubt. And that doesn't mean you have to choose it. Acknowledge, oh, wow, I'm aware of all these people and I'm so aware of their worlds and I'm so aware of their way of functioning. And I don't have to judge it. And I don't have to be like them. And I don't have to fight it. I can choose to be like me. And so really destroying and creating all this kind of mechanism of normal and allowing yourself to be you. Does this make sense?
Kalpana, con base a lo que hablas ahorita del colonialismo, y me imagino desde, no solo desde tus raíces hindús de India, sino también tu experiencia como antropóloga cultural, ¿qué nos podrías recomendar como herramientas y, bueno, no sé, para salir de algo que es muy, muy arraigado en nuestros países y que seguramente tiene que ver con eso, y es esa energía de carencia, esa programación tan instaurada que precisamente nos limita tanto para conectar con esas posibilidades que están disponibles para llegar a elegir más?
I think I got it, but Toma, you help me, please.
Yeah, so she's asking about all this that you were saying about colonialism and with all your expertise. So what could you tell us about all these? I will change the words, but she's talking about the lack in our subconscious, the lack in our belief systems, let's say. So how can we go and leave that to the side and really focus on the choice?
So I wouldn't say a lack in our belief systems. It's the being implanted and explanted that you don't know. And it's really where we don't have to get lost in complicated psychological stuff. We don't have to get lost in solving the history of our ancestors to finally be free. It's actually really the power of choice and the power of question and acknowledging what you're aware of. Oh, because when Claudia spoke, I could just perceive like the whole continent going, I know. And it's like, oh, wow, I'm fucking aware. Oh, wow, there's all this stuff and it has nothing to do with me. It even doesn't have anything to do with them, but they might not want to know it. I'm willing to know it. And so really, really coming back to the power of you and not in the complication of like, oh, because the ancestors are, it's in your DNA, or, oh, you have to do therapy and blah, 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 right? No, it's not even that complicated. And that's the beauty of Access. I'm aware of all this crap. Okay, cool. All the lifetimes that I was a colonizer, everywhere I inflicted people to make them go into doubt. Fucking bought all that. Okay, everywhere I bought that in all the other lifetimes that I made myself a victim and not, chose to not believe myself, chose to not trust myself, chose doubt. Fucking bought all that. Now, right here, this lifetime, 2024. Now what can I choose? Be pragmatic with it, okay? And I really
Kalpana,
love the questions. Yes, yes.
Kalpana, y ahora que dices eso de ser consciente de lo que es verdad para ti, no importa lo que estén siendo conscientes los demás, es como, ¿cómo lidias con esa soledad cuando estás afrontando tu elección, ¿no? Cuando dices, no one else is with me in this choice, no one else is supporting me, no one else is understand me, so you begin to feel like
Lonely.
alone.
Yeah, amazing question. You guys are doing a class with me. It's amazing. It can be, but alone does not have to be lonely. And one of the things that we talk about in Access is also like how much we actually love our space. We don't even always want to be with people, which in India or Latin America is challenging. And it's the thing of, yes, it's true. Nobody can choose for you. Because even if somebody says, you should study economics, and you did it because they told you, still, you're the one choosing it, right? In the end, you are the one, only you can choose for you. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can eat a banana for you. You have to eat the banana yourself. Like that. Nobody can do it for you. And so, actually, somebody has to mute themselves. Erica, you're naughty. You're naughty. Mute yourself.
Chicas, porfa, cierren sus micros.
Gracias, Erika. And so it's really this thing of like, yeah, nobody can do it for me. It's not always easy to choose something that others don't choose, or that others don't understand, or that others think is silly or stupid or even like insane. I've been there many times, and it's really kind of not trying to sugarcoat it, going, it's not so lonely. Oh yeah. It's like, no, it's fucking intense. It can be hard. And you know what? I want to have a great life. I mean, it's not like it's easy following others. It's hard too, because it's not honest to you. And so really claiming like choice requires you to be willing to walk alone. And I know some of you are mothers, you gave birth, nobody could do it for you. You got that power to give birth. You weren't like, can you just take over? I need a break. Same with this. You can only do this. And if you can actually, in a way, face the intensity of, oh my God, this is alone, and actually claim it, nice one, Zugedi, you can really actually start to enjoy that. Like, I would love my friends to join me. Hey guys, this is what I'm choosing. If you want, come. I would love my family members to choose it. And they might not ever. They might not now. And I'm going for it. So I have a product. I have a series I did, which is called Willing to Walk Alone, which is in the chat. And that's really about this. Like, the willingness to walk alone doesn't mean you have to be alone. It just gives you more confidence, more peace to choose it and to choose what works for you, and not stop because of others and because I cannot handle being alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we are like short of time. Estamos cortos de tiempo. Si hay alguna pregunta, Tomás.
Gabby has a question. I don't mind to do it.
Gabby. Okay.
Yeah. Shall I just say it? Shall I read it? And then Tomás can translate it?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So how can we build a life path without taking decisions and only by asking questions? So the decisions are like a diminished version of choices. So when you ask a question and you make a choice, and every time you ask a question, you make a choice, that is your life path. That's where the routing goes. And people are learned to walk in the specific road and the specific route, which is the life path, which you see all your family members and all your friends, and that's just what you do. You know, you're this age, you have a boyfriend, you have a husband, you have a dog, you have 5 babies, blah, 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 right? All this stuff, which is nothing wrong. That's one life path, but there's so many. And so you can still have 5 kids, but maybe later or maybe earlier, or, you know, all these choices. So your life path gets created with the choices you make. And we are inviting you to choices instead of decisions, because choices have the question still there. Choices, it's like I'm deciding to get married versus I'm choosing to get married. Can you guys sense the energy difference? I'm choosing to get married and I'm deciding to get married. There's a oof. And even if I then realize, oh, wow, we don't want to get married, when you've decided you have to get married, it's too late. You already decided. You already told the priest. All the invitations are out. Too bad. But if you're choosing, you're like, oh, wow, something requires to change. I choose to turn left instead of right. And that life path shifts and changes. So it is a completely fantastic, revolutionary, amazing way to create your life path. My life has taken so many beautiful twists and turns, and let's just say I saw so much more in life because of the questions and the choices than if I would have done the decision road that I had learned before Access. So it's really the asking a question and following the lightness and choosing. And sometimes you will know that light is left, but you're like, no, I cannot, and you will choose right, and it's okay. You go right and you're like, that was better, greater, more fun, and I didn't dare it. It's okay. You will ask another question. You can make another choice. And it's a training. But it's an amazing, very, very amazing, beautiful, and powerful way to create your life path. It's the path that only you can walk. Okay? Cool.
Thank you so much, Kalpana, for your time, for joining us.
Thank you all.
Mafe. Fer.
Gracias, Kalpana. Y así finalizando, tienes una clase en unos días, el 2, 3, 4 de febrero, elección para las posibilidades. Así, para terminar con Grace Douglas, ¿nos quisieras hablar un poquito, hacer una pequeña invitación o hablar un poquito de esta clase? Y una pregunta muy específica acá, ya que, bueno, yo he tenido he hecho la lección de tomar clases con Grace, y algo que hay y que también lo noto en ti es ser el espacio. ¿Cómo podemos ser y elegir ser ese espacio?
How can you be the choice and the space?
Yes.
Sorry, yes. How can you choose to be the space?
Ah, it's going to be terrible answer saying choice. Choose it. I mean, it's a training. I mean, to be space is not going to judgment, not going to conclusion, not going to right or wrong. So your question is kind of like all the tools in action, right? So if you would like to go, like, I would love to see you guys in New York or online. And if you're like getting tickled or you're already busy with it, be the question. And what question can you ask to support what you would like to choose? And so being the space is where you are actually open and keeping the windows open for awareness, for contribution, for possibilities, where you're not contracting, where you're not, where you're relaxed and spacious. Okay?
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you all.
Kalpana, ha sido un placer, un honor para nosotros tenerte acá, en gratitud con todo lo que eres y lo que has aportado también a Access, como seguro ha sido aportado para nuestras vidas también. Gracias por tu tiempo, y a todos gracias por elegir también estar acá.
Gracias a todos. Thank you, guys.
Gracias.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.